Steven Nielsen. I'm the product manager for Photoshop Touch.
Pleased to meet you.
Today we're announcing the availability of Photoshop Touch on the iPad. Here I've got a list of tutorials. Photoshop Touch brings the core features of Photoshop to the iPad. It doesn't have all the features of Photoshop, but it has the core features and allows people to allows artists and casual users to use Photoshop features on the go, sit on their couch and sketch something out, and then work on it later in Photoshop on the desktop. The tutorials are a nice way to get to know the product and the capabilities. I'll show you really briefly this tutorial here. In this project, I want to remove the woman from this background and put her on this background. To do that, I'm going to use a new tool called Scribble Select, and this is only available in Photoshop Touch. I mark the areas in green that I want to keep, and then in red I mark the areas I want to remove. And right away it made a pretty good selection, but there's a few areas that I want to clean up, so I want to remove that part. And over here, I want to clean that up. I'm going to leave that little strand of hair. And what I'm going to do is, since there's all these soft edges around the hair, I'm going to use the Refine Edge command. Refine Edge was introduced in Photoshop CS5. It's a very powerful algorithm for computing selections around soft areas like hair. And the same algorithm is available on Photoshop Touch. So I'm going to just select the areas that I want to recalculate with the Refine Edge algorithm. And now you can see that that selection is much better. So now that I have that, I'll go ahead and extract her from the background. And there she is. Now, once I have this, I can use some of the traditional Photoshop features such as tonal adjustments and levels and curves if I want to make the sky a little bit more dramatic. And I can apply a directional blur to blur the background a little bit. And then if I want to create some space down here for some text, I can add a fade. So I'll just kind of fade out right there, and now I have some room for text. Oops. I have a number of fonts that I can use, and here's where I can change the actual text. I'm going to leave mystery there. So now I've got this composited image, and I can double tap on this layer right here and get this nice 3D view of all of my layers. So it's a really nice way to visualize and see what the different layers are that you have. I have all the traditional Photoshop blend modes. There we go. So I can change my blend modes here, just like I can in Photoshop. And once I'm done with this project, I can publish it straight to Facebook, or I can upload it to the Adobe Creative Cloud, which is our file syncing, a new service that we're creating around file syncing and much more coming soon. Once it is in the Creative Cloud, I can access it on my desktop. It will sync back to my desktop, and I can open the same file in Photoshop on the desktop, and I can continue working on it there. It will bring in all the layers. I do need a plugin for Photoshop on the desktop, but it opens it up with all the layers.
And the application is available for Apple and Android, right? Apple devices.
Yes, it's available now for the iPad and for Android. It requires iPad 2 and iOS 5. and on Android it requires Android 3-point run, but it does support ice cream sandwich. The Galaxy Note 10.1, which we have over here, which was just announced today, runs ice cream sandwich. And the new feature that it has on that device is a pressure-sensitive pen. So when you draw in Photoshop Touch with the Galaxy Note 10.1, you'll get a pressure-sensitive brush.
And how much is the Apple?
$10.
$10.
A very, very reasonable price. We're really excited to get this in the hands of a lot of people, professionals and consumers alike.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.